Ça, tout roule. Ok, parfait. Allez, salut à tous, j'espère que ça allait bien. Ici Max, oui. Oui, par contre, il faudrait peut-être que j'allume ma tablette. Ça ira peut-être mieux. Là, ça va être déjà allumé. Ça va. On se relâche pas trop. Ça va. Et oui, c'est ça de vouloir lancer un live un peu trop vite, hein. On ne prévoit pas tout, hein. Enfin, on se retrouve pour l'épisode 3. Hein, de notre petit Dead Synchronicity. Hein. Notre merde quand même. Hein. Je me suis dit, bon, il n'y a pas grand monde qui s'intéresse, donc je vais lancer assez vite. Comme ça, je serai tranquille plus tard. Essayons quand même d'avancer, parce qu'il est quand même assez long le jeu. Et vu que j'avance comme un petit papier, hein, comme d'hab. Faut bien prendre le temps de comprendre, parce qu'il est quand même pas facile à comprendre le jeu. Hein. On va pas se le cacher. Se casser. Voilà. C'est bon, je le chat. Parfait. Je sais même plus où on est arrivé encore. Alors, ah si, on est arrivé dans la ville. Ouais, donc on avait échangé de l'alcool, des cigarettes contre de la bouffe pour fournir la famille hein, où t'as le traître, bah le... Merde, comment ils appellent ça encore le mouchard, ouais, on va appeler ça un mouchard. Qui s'est fait tirer dessus, qui est blessé. On a eu un pass grâce à ça, donc on a fourni de la bouffe contre un pass. Et maintenant on se retrouve dans la ville et il va falloir interroger des gens pour essayer de trouver un moyen d'avoir de l'antivirus pour partir dans le campement et puis bah on verra bien quoi. On est tout plus jamais arrivé là ouais. On n'avait pas fait grand chose vu qu'on tournait un peu en rond et que les discussions sont assez longues. Mais on avance petit à petit, tout en douceur jusqu'au mon cœur. Ah oui il a fait le papy. Papy break. Regardez-moi ce fourbe là. Regardez-moi ce petit merdeux là. Alors papy, tout va bien? Un coup de main peut-être?
Help me, please. Help me. Don't let them find me in the street after curfew. They'll take me to the refugee camp. Help me, please. But don't make any noise. There's a patrol just round the corner.
Je cherche un endroit, une sorte d'entrepôt. Est-ce que vous avez quelque chose?
Something like a pharmaceutical warehouse. Would you know anything about that?
I don't really know. There's a small medical center just outside the city limits. I suppose you mean that, right? They built it in a hurry, just knocked it together after the Great Wave. No one really knows what it's for, but there are vehicles going in and out of the place all the time. Whatever they're doing in there, they're keeping it very secret. Not even my daughter would tell me what goes on inside.
Did you say your daughter?
Yes, my daughter. My little Uma. She works there as a nurse. I'm afraid she left me. I suppose she got tired of living with a frail, sick old man like me. Because one day she simply left the house, and I haven't seen her since. It's been months now. I think she was right to leave me. These times are hard enough. You don't want to burn yourself with someone like me.
But what is it you need me to do?
Ouvre la porte, hein, non?
It's almost curfew. I need a place to sleep. I need a place to hide, or they'll send me to the refugee camp. Don't you understand?
Ah, il est un peu con, le personnage, t'inquiète, le vieux. Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette histoire de couvre-feu? Ok, je vais voir ce que je peux faire. Donnez-moi ce coupe-boulon.
Give me those bolt cutters. I'll see what I can do.
This house was empty, but the army has sealed it off. If I can just get this padlock off before curfew, I'll be safe. I need to get in here. But please, don't make too much noise. If the soldiers find us, they won't hesitate to kill us.
C'est bon?
Impossible. I'm sorry. I can't do anything with this.
I need to get in there. I need to get in.
What is all this about a curfew?
At curfew, the soldiers want the streets cleared. And the way they see it, if you're out on the street after curfew, it means that you've got nowhere to go. You don't have a home. You don't belong here. And that makes you a rat. And so they take you to the refugee camp. I can't go to the camp. Understand? I can't go there.
Mais c'est bien, c'est une petite vacance comme ça dans un camping-car, c'est génial mon gars.
I used to, but it doesn't exist anymore. I owned an apartment a few blocks from here. The block was badly damaged by the Great Wave, but it was still standing.
And what happened to your home?
This morning we had to evacuate the area in a hurry. We ran out in the streets with whatever we had on. Apparently, the foundation was starting to crumble. And a few hours later, all that was left of my home was a pile of smoking rubble, with 40 years of memories buried beneath it. But I can't let them take me to the camp. I need to get into another house before the curfew. Please, help me.
I'm sorry. I can't help you.
Help me, please.
C'est triste quand même. Hein? Alors, on va aller voir nos
Three people
copains. Là.
warming themselves by the fire, as if their thoughts were also burning in that rusty old drum.
Hello, friend. You look lost. Come over by the fire.
It's dying down, but maybe it'll last until curfew.
As long as those uniformed psychopaths don't decide to end our little get-together first, of course.
Hey, look! One of those magic bracelets from the camp. They say that place is a real hellhole. A kind of living death. So, you've come back from the dead. Do they call you Lazarus?
Well, you could put it that way.
Alors, c'est vrai que j'ai pas vérifié. Attends. Vérifier un petit truc. Voir si j'ai pas lancé un petit message dans le chat, je vais le faire. Pour voir s'il bug pas. Non, ça marche. Ok. Nickel. Alors, vérification, tout tourne, ça va. Alors, vous avez parlé d'un couvre-feu, à quelle heure commence-t-il exactement?
You were saying something about a curfew. What time does it start exactly?
Well, it depends on the mood of the soldiers in this zone. But you know it's time to go home when they start taking their guns out of their holsters.
Today they're extremely jumpy. I don't think it'll be long before they start insulting people and hitting them with their rifle butts.
You guys are awfully hard on them. It's just their crude way of showing us affection.
Oh, shut up. In any case, you don't have to worry. That bracelet means you don't have to hide from them. You know that's one of the privileges that comes with it.
And you? Do you people have to hide?
We try to stay out of their way. The first rule is, be home before curfew. Anyone who isn't gets dragged off to refugee camp. That's one of the strictest laws the Great Wave imposed upon this city.
Alors, savez-vous comment se passent les choses ailleurs? Recevez-vous des nouvelles de l'extérieur?
And do you know how things are elsewhere? Do you get news from outside?
I'm afraid not. With no communications or transportation, and with the army on every corner, we are totally cut off.
Who cares anyway? When you don't know from one day to the next if you're gonna be alive, there's no time to worry about what happens 100, 1,000, or 100,000 miles away.
I understand.
Pourquoi avez-vous peur des soldats? J'avais entendu dire que, que les choses fonctionnaient mieux de ce
Why are you
côté.
afraid of the soldiers? I'd heard that things function better here.
I don't know where you heard that, friend, but whoever told you that was lying. Here, things are very ugly and getting uglier every day. Everything's in short supply: water, food, medicine.
We have a surplus of just two things: misery and violence. Life is cheap here, and getting cheaper all the time, especially since the army took over.
The army. I see. And what happened to the other authorities? The politicians? The laws?
Those are distant memories from the old world, my dear. Get them out of your head, because all that collapsed like a house of cards. Since the Great Wave, no one's got any plan, strategy. We're all adrift.
He's right. The most reliable thing we have left is what you see around the corner. Armed teenagers in uniform on the streets, on the rooftops, just as scared as we are, or more, and shooting anything that moves.
I think our common destiny is to finally die of starvation, of disease, or boredom. I don't know which of the three options I find the most cruel. Who knows? Maybe the most sensible thing is to organize a group excursion and break into Suicide Park.
Suicide Park. Don't call it that. It's not funny. That name's as stupid as that hospital they built in such a hurry next to it. It's crazy. The entire city is starving and sick, and the soldiers keep those medical facilities locked up like Fort Knox.
Et c'est là qu'on doit aller.
But what good is it having medical facilities if no one can use them? I don't understand.
No one does, friend, but that's the way it is. I don't know why anyone would want to go into that building, but I can assure you that they're not going to get treated for anything in there, not even for a miserable cold.
Besides, it's a real fortress. The person would be more likely to come out sick from an overdose of gunpowder and lead. You know how it is, dear. There's no cure for love or death. Hey, I like that last phrase. It would make a good opening line for a story.
Oh, will you shut up,
J'avoue.
once, Ramon? Don't
Ramon.
pay any attention to him. In the old world, he earned his living writing stories, and he still thinks that all that waste paper might someday be useful after the Great Wave.
And in fact, it is. A good deal of that scrap paper is fueling this bonfire right now, dear. So I can consider my literary career to have been worthwhile.
C'est ouf, elle met la bouche de la femme, on dirait qu'elle a une moustache horrible. C'est vrai. Par contre, un truc qui me choque, c'est que depuis tout à l'heure, il me parle de mon bracelet, mais je l'ai même pas à mon bras, quoi. Ah, c'est terreur, là. Vous avez mentionné suicide père, quelqu'un dans le coin m'a parlé
Did
de
you
cet
see
endroit.
Suicide Park? Someone in the camp told me about that place.
And the first dark stars come out to hang from the sky. We could sit and count them together, you and I.
When the sun departs from Suicide Park. Yes, I recognize the song. But what the hell is it? Is there really a place with that name?
Yes, it exists. After the Great Wave, and when things were starting to get really ugly here, the weakest among us eased their suffering with a bullet, by overdosing, or by jumping from high places. You know how it is. All those dark stars had a hard time finding a reason to go on living.
There was a terrible wave of suicides, and there still is.
The problem is at some point a problem arose. How should I put it? A serious logistical problem. Access to drugs and firearms became practically impossible. So the easiest thing was to grab a rope or a belt and go to Suicide Park after dark.
There was a time when it was hard to find a free branch anywhere in the park.
The suicides in the area multiplied at such a rate that the army closed down the park. They said for public health reasons.
For months, the only thing blooming in that park were the corpses of
Eh
the
ben,
hanged.
ça va être marrant à aller
The
voir
place
ça.
became more like a theme park. Lots of fun for everyone.
I told you not to make jokes about that. Don't you have any respect for anything?
Of course not. That was one of the many things I lost in the Great Wave. And one of the things I missed the least, believe me.
Thanks for the chat.
Thanks for the company, friend.
Ça me rappelle le film Phénomène, je crois que c'est. Avec... Merde, comment il s'appelle encore? L'acteur qui joue dans Braquage à l'italienne. Avec Charles Theron. Merde, je sais plus comment il s'appelle. Enfin bon, il est connu. Hein. L'acteur là, il fait de la muscu et tout. Je crois que c'est Phénomène, ouais, avec les plantes qui tuent tout le monde en libérant une toxine dans l'air. Et puis tu arrives vers la fin du film. Tu as 2 tonnes de pendus, des jardiniers en fait, t'as les tondeuses à terre. 2 tonnes de pendus sur les arbres, et c'est c'est ouf quoi. Ça a choqué un peu, mais c'est ouf. J'ai fini.
Can I?
Can't you?
Ah, j'ai...
Thank-
ok. Allez, un peu de gameplay. Alors, le papy... Tada.
Judging from what remains of the stained glass windows and the murals, now it's one of the most badly damaged buildings in the area. There are hardly any walls still standing.
Ok. Stop, 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 stop. Ok.
What was formerly the entrance to a subway stop is now a bunker reinforced with bricks and cement. A moldy sign says, "Subway service suspended until further notice." I imagine the train tunnels were flooded or ruined after the Great Wave.
Ok.
Let's see. I can try to rip it off. Nothing. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get it off with my hands.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux foutre avec un panneau? Bon, là, c'est pour retourner en arrière, j'imagine. Ouais.
Send us a sign, Lord. We need a sign from you.
Hey, wait a minute. I know that voice.
Are we guilty of arousing your rage? Did we do it? Speak with your tongue of fire, Lord. Purge us with unrelenting justice. Send us a sign.
Oula.
Is this our doing? Are you punishing us for our arrogance? Unleash your thunderous voice, Lord. Release us from this intolerable uncertainty. Did we do it? Send us a sign.
I'm getting a strong impression that man's a fanatic and a little bit deranged, but his sermon made me curious. What could he mean by, we did it?
The thunderous voice of your angels through the
The remains of the
gash.
stained glass
That is
window that
your
went with the
sign.
intact one on the other side of the door of the church. The great wave must have shattered it. In fact, there are still a few glass shards scattered on the floor.
Mhm. Je peux peut-être les ramasser. Attention, sans te couper, mec. Hein.
Illuminate us with your fiery voice, Lord. Send us a sign.
Wow, ça commence. Allez,
Oh no. Here comes that sensation again.
il y a toujours la vieille.
It's like floating in a dense liquid while everything around me is.
Good God,
Ruins of the
I
temple,
think I'm starting to
the
lose my
lion
mind.
above the flames. We still have time.
Alors, la statue, qu'est-ce qu'elle veut?
The only statue in this place still standing. It's Saint... what's his name? Patron saint of... who knows what?
The ruins
I'm
of
afraid
the
that if I ever
temple,
was a
the
believer,
lion above the
all that
flames,
information has
we
also been
still
blanked.
have time.
This column fragment must have fallen off one of the walls during the catastrophe. Now it's keeping the pedestal of the statue company.
Mhm.
Considering the condition of the rest of the church, it's amazing that the stained glass window is still in place and practically intact. Such little light that gets in from the street gives it a ghostly appearance.
C'est Lucifer qui a survécu, ça.
Seated on these disarranged pews, some people are listening to the preacher.
We do
Others
it.
just
Are
nod
we
off.
the guilty
I guess they don't have
ones?
anywhere else to go.
Bah oui, dans probablement dans l'église. Hein. C'est peut-être autorisé. Pourquoi le vieux là, ils viennent pas ici justement dormir?
A few parishioners listen to the
Ah.
words of the... although they can't
Did
decipher the
we
meaning
do
of his
it?
mystical
Are
rants either.
we the guilty ones?
Ouais. Je peux pas leur parler, hein.
I'm not going to interrupt him in the middle of his sermon. That would be rude.
The ruins
That
of the
must be
temple,
Reverend Blake,
the lion
the
above
preacher I
the
heard about in the
flames.
camp.
We
I
still
don't understand a
have
word of that
time.
man's sermon. And I'm afraid the other... Could that be the reason why everyone reveres him?
Mhm. Ok, bon, on a du verre. Avançons. Mais oui, mais là, je vais pas me faire tirer par les gardes. J'ai un peu peur.
It's the silhouette of the soldiers guarding the street from around the corner. It seems like those uniformed psychopaths' rifles are projected onto each and every corner of the city.
Ah mais non, c'est vrai, j'ai le bracelet, donc je risque rien. Non, je peux rien faire? Attends.
A few buildings are still standing, but with a handful of city dwellers in but there's no doubt about it. I'm on the 5th Avenue of Doomsday City.
Ah mais comment j'y vais? Bien moi, mais... Donc j'ai la plaque, je peux
A
peut-être...
chain with a padlock. Let's not...
Ouais, qu'est-ce que tu veux faire avec... Ah peut-être avec du verre, on pourra peut-être... Ouais, ça m'étonnerait, mais bon.
Use this here.
Ah ouais, ouais, c'est bien ce qui me semblait. Bah merde alors. Attends, on va tester là alors. Ça va où? Ah, ok, c'est un autre... Ok. Je crois que ça revenait en arrière, moi.
So, let's see. Impossible. It's not that it's super heavy. It's that there's hardly any place to insert your fingers to lift this manhole cover.
Ok, il va me falloir le panneau. Ok, pigé.
Judging from its girth, this giant must have lived for hundreds of years before someone got the bright idea of cutting it down. Now the stump is guarding the entrance to the park.
Est-ce qu'il est indiqué? Oh, des clous.
A piece of wood with a handwritten sign. Closed for public health reasons. Judging from the handwriting and the spelling, I assume the author of the message was one of those
Le
animals.
seigle en uniforme. Ok. Non.
Southside Park. Would you believe it? This must be the famous suicide park I've been hearing so much about. Huh. The pun is as witty as it is
J'avoue.
macabre.
Ah, il est bien choisi, moi j'aime bien. Bon, on peut pas y aller, de toute façon. Hein.
A bucolic fountain covered with ivy and moss. The park's desolation gives it an air of mystery from the side of the fence. In its day, it must have been home to a school of goldfish, which I suppose are now gradually decomposing inside it.
Est-ce qu'on tente?
This fence protects the compound on all four sides, as impenetrable and menacing as the one around the refugee camp. It seems like barbed wire barricades are the only architecture possible in this new world.
Ouais, je pense pas qu'on peut y aller, mais on va tenter. On va passer par les égouts. Hein. Ok. Ouh.
What the hell? Those savages
Culé!
don't get around. I'd better avoid getting too close to that area.
Tu
At least on
m'étonnes.
foot.
On passera par les égouts, t'inquiète. Je pense que... Oh. Un petit ratounet. Limite, avec le clou, je peux pas hacker la serrure.
A chain with a... Let's...
What?
I need to get in here. Help.
Je me demandais ce qui se passe. Il doit bien avoir moyen de...
Best not to waste time trying to nail this here.
Mais non, pas cloué. Tu peux pas utiliser le clou? Attends. Planche avec un message.
A piece of wood with a handwritten sign. Closed. Judging from the handwriting and the... I assume the author of the message was one of those...
Ouais. Stop. J'ai dû louper un truc. Donc je peux pas aller par là. Je peux pas aider le vieux. Ah, attends, une affiche. On n'a pas vu. Mon Dieu, c'était tellement bien caché.
Tomorrow comes today. There's something about the composition that's strangely familiar. Or maybe it's just a memory glitch caused by the Great Wave. I can't help staring at this poster. It's as if there's some hidden message in the background of the image that I'm incapable of processing. What the hell is so familiar to me about...
Demain revient. Bah viens.
Tomorrow comes today.
Ouais.
I'm afraid I can't do... They were nailed into it. I have no...
Bah ouais. Ah, attends, je peux peut-être
I don't
déchirer.
think doing this
Non.
would serve any...
Bah, je sais pas. Attends, j'ai des clous. Alors, qu'on se rappelle, on devait abattre un arbre pour aller récupérer ce qu'il y avait dans la fontaine. Faut peut-être revenir en arrière en fait. Dans la première ville, on avait laissé quoi? Il nous fallait... Ah oui, il y a un truc pour ouvrir la porte de la voiture qu'on n'a pas trouvé. Ouais. Mais le panneau, je vois pas trop à quoi ça pourrait me servir. Ça devient chaud, hein. Franchement, ça devient tendu, hein.
The traffic in this part of this, but now you can barely hear the sound of the few...
Ça devient vraiment compliqué.
Can I
Non,
ask
non.
Can't you?
Ça sert à rien, ça sert à rien. Ah,
what goes
attends.
on inside that church? Has everyone gone completely crazy?
Are you referring to the pastor and his flock? Oh, don't pay too much attention to them. Reverend Blake is a good man. He helped a lot of people after the Great Wave. But he gradually started to lose his mind until he reached the state he's in now.
Well, I stopped by once or twice to listen to him preach. The days are long. You have to find something to do. I try to go at this time of day. There are fewer people because it's almost curfew time. The Reverend seems obsessed with that atmospheric phenomenon in the sky, and with religious themes of guilt and repentance. Although I think he's actually just talking about himself. But the most surprising thing about all this is that he has hundreds of followers, and he's attracting more and more all the time from all over the city. And they even let him into the refugee camp once in a while to preach there. People adore him.
Why does that surprise you? We've been following sane leaders since time began. And look where that got us. Maybe it's time to start following the crazier ones.
Well, that's the most sensible thing I've heard you say all day.
Ouais. Un phénomène atmosphérique, vous faites référence à cette déchirure dans le ciel, dans le corps, personne ne sait ce que c'est.
Atmospheric phenomenon? Are you referring to the gash in the sky? In the camp, no one knows.
On this side of the fence, the authorities have come up with their own scientific term, atypical controlled turbulence in the upper ionosphere. Though I suppose that's just a fancy way of telling us that they have no idea what the hell it was that split the sky in two after the Great Wave.
It makes my blood run cold when that aberration starts to grind out that noise like a piece of rusty machinery.
I wish those scrambled little clouds up there were the worst of our problems, dear.
Oh, shut up.
Ok.
Thanks for the chat.
Thanks for the company.
Il a peut-être fini, je peux peut-être retourner voir le curé maintenant. Toujours pas fini, hein. Je peux pas genre m'asseoir ou je sais pas m'approcher.
I'm not going to interrupt the man's message. And who does he mean by we?
Illuminate us with your fiery voice,
Ah, attends.
Lord.
I'm not going to interrupt him. I'm not going to interrupt.
Comment il a été là lui?
Seated on these disarranged. I guess they don't.
The thunderous voice of your angels through the gash. That is your
This enormous
sign.
stone cross casts a giant shadow across. Perhaps that wasn't the original intention.
Illuminate us
This
with
column
your
fragment must have
fiery
fallen
voice,
off. Now it's
Lord.
keeping the pedestal of the
Send us a
statue.
sign.
Ouais. Ah, je peux looter un truc?
The catastrophe caused a lot of damage to the statue's pedestal. The fact that the statue is still standing is a miracle.
Did we do it?
The pedestal
Are
definitely.
we the guilty ones?
The catastrophe caused is a miracle.
Je peux peut-être... Attends. Ça, je peux peut-être l'utiliser pour la repousser, non?
Let's see. If I wedge one of the ends of the plank under the statue's pedestal, the other part will rest directly on the base of the toppled column.
Your sign.
Voilà.
The catastrophe caused a lot of damage to the statue's is a
We're waiting, Lord. Did we do it? Illuminate us. Send us a
Attention.
sign with your just and vengeful arm. Is this our fault?
Oula, oula, ça se casse la gueule.
Listen! It's the fiery breath of God. The Lord has sent us his sign. And I was right. It is all our fault. We did it, and we have aroused his fury.
But what the hell's going on here?
Look, that's the sign. Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. Repent, all ye sinners.
It's the atmospheric phenomenon I've been hearing so much about. That infernal sound coming from the crack in the sky. It's terrifying.
That is the sign. We did it. Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. My children, God has spoken to us with his darkest voice. Haven't you heard him? But there's still time. All is not lost. We still have time.
Tu vois, si on a encore du temps, ça va.
Salvation lies in the place where it all began, in the ruins, at the source. We must return to the ruins of the temple. We must return. We must.
Oula. Ah, bah, elle a disparu. Grand morceau de verre. Ouh, fais gaffe.
Well, look at that. Next to this enormous hunk of glass, the colored glass shards I picked up earlier look ridiculous. I'd better get rid of them.
J'aime bien parce qu'il a explosé. Il a explosé le vitrail. C'était le seul truc qui était encore, il a explosé quoi. Ah, quel sale connard. Franchement, casseur de mort.
I don't.
Ouais, qu'est-ce que je suis. Ah, bah il les a achetés, ok. Il est où le curé? Il est là. Ah, je peux pas aller au genre maintenant? Ah, juste au révérend.
Hello. I heard your sermon and.
Yeah, God has shown us his sign. He has finally spoken to all of us. With his thunderous voice, he has revealed the unknown. We did it. It's all our fault. We did it. But there's still time. All is not lost. There's still time to avoid it. The head of the lion above the flames that holds the key to everything.
Et qu'avons-nous fait exactement? À quel signe faites-vous référence?
But what is it we did?
Time is the will of God. It is his heart and his hammer. The centuries and the ages belong solely to him. The celestial empire is a divine clock. Time rotates around God. Its hands are his angels and archangels. Now I see it all clearly. How could we have been so stupid? Our arrogance has enraged him. That's what we did.
This man is definitely crazy. Nothing he says makes any sense.
I beg you, leave my brother in peace. He's very upset.
Il veut pas faire un tour dans Suicide Spark, non? Je l'emmène s'il veut. Hein. Nous avons fait quoi? Excusez-moi, mais je n'ai pas compris un traitement de ce que vous venez de dire.
I'm sorry, but I didn't understand.
We sullied his name. We didn't know that each second is a drop of Christ's blood, and that only he can reign over the interval, over the infinite mysticism of the fragment. Only he can reign over time with his incandescent omnipotence, and we were unable to see it. And now he is enraged, and we're to blame. That's what we did.
I still
Il est
don't
vague,
understand
hein?
what it is we did.
Each cycle is a fluorescent gust of God's will, don't you see? Can't you see it? He reigns over the days and the hours from the inscrutable luminescence of his dwelling place. And we are just instants. That's what we...
What signs are you referring to?
The dark angels of God clamor madly through the open wound that is bleeding the kingdom of heaven dry. Haven't you heard? They were speaking with a thunderous voice. That is his...
I suppose in his delirium, the man has mistaken that strange sound coming from the gash in the sky left by the great wave as a sign from the heavens. He's definitely lost his mind.
Please be so kind as to leave us in peace. Can't you see that my brother...
Ouais, mais on va le piquer, t'inquiète. Mais qu'avons-nous fait exactement? Dites-moi, que pouvons-nous encore empêcher? Tatata.
But what is it we...
Time's the centuries and the celestial empire is a divine clock. Now I see it all clearly. That's what...
Ouais. Vous faites référence au phénomène... hein?
I assume you
No! That made the gears of the... And now they're opening up like a festering wound. That...
Excuse me.
We've lacerated the sacred skin of the shrine. We've betrayed him. We've stabbed him with our infant through that gash. Satan is calling... That...
Tell me, what is...
Et il me saoule, je comprends rien. La colère de Dieu, la destruction de l'homme.
There's still time. The key is in the ruins of the temple. We have to find the ruin. Bring me the head of the lion above.
But this church is already in ruins. You're already in the ruins.
No, you're mistaken.
That's enough. Stop.
The head of the lion above the flames? That sounds absurd. I think
La
it's best
tête
that I
du
leave
lion
you in
au-dessus des
peace.
flammes.
Yes.
There's still bring me the head.
Ok, la tête du lion au-dessus des flammes. Eh ben, je sais pas ce qu'il a fumé, mais elle était bien bonne, hein. Bon. Ah, attends. C'est quoi, c'est une tête, là? Ah mais non, c'est le putain qu'on a défoncé. Attends, on va aller reparler au mec.
Can I ask you?
Sure, can't you?
Ils doivent se demander quoi, les mecs, hein? Non, y a aucune
Thank-
discussion. Alors attends, rassemblons un petit peu tout. On a du verre, des clous.
A hard, thick piece of glass. The nails that held up the sign announcing they're incredibly rusty. But considering the epidemic of the... I can't help staring. It's as if there's some hidden message in the background of the image that I'm in. What the hell is so...
Ah, attends, je peux peut-être le filer au curé, ça, non? Il peut peut-être me déchiffrer avec son langage chelou. On va
I
tenter.
prefer to hold on to it. I think this will be more useful to me.
Ok. Et si je teste sur un paroissien, ça fait quoi?
I'm not going to give it to anyone. I'm sure this poster hides some... Although, it could also be that my...
Ok. Le panneau, ouais, bon, écoute, on va tester le verre, mais ça m'étonnerait très fort, hein. Je sais pas trop comment je pourrais faire.
I don't think I'd gain anything by using...
Ah, tout à fait, ouais. Pareil pour les clous, hein.
It's not that secure, but I need something stronger to tear this...
Ouais, ouais, il me faut autre chose, hein. Mais on n'a pas trouvé une planche ou quoi, non? Pas retrouver une?
A chain with a... Let's not waste any more...
Ouais. Ah. Merde, non, j'ai pas l'eau vue.
I'm looking...
I think no, whatever.
Did you say you're...
Yeah.
Merde.
Okay.
If the
Merde, je me suis trompé. Je me suis trompé de touche. Bah, trompé de discussion.
I'm sorry.
help.
Attends. Ça m'étonnerait très
What for?
fort.
Cutting my hand with...
Bah oui. Ouais, ouais, je sais pas, on a dû louper un truc, hein. Là, on peut pas y aller, c'est quand même chiant, hein. On va retester d'aller par là, alors. Entrée du métro. Voilà.
You can smell these dead creatures from several yards away. I have no intention of picking up those rotten fish with my hands.
Mhm. Ouais, je vois pas ce qu'un clou ferait. Grille. Ah,
The
attends.
park is closed down. If I want to get in there, it won't...
Ouais.
Judging from its girth. Now the...
Ouais, là, je peux pas y aller. On bouge d'égout. Clou. Bah non, il me faudrait... Je pense qu'il faut le panneau, hein. Bon, écoute, je vais toujours tester.
I'm
Parce que
afraid I can't...
Le problème, c'est qu'il va falloir aller en arrière, je pense, hein. Parce qu'en arrière, je sais pas trop...
What for? Cutting my hand...
Bah ouais. Merde, alors. Je loupe pas un truc, hein. Mais c'est chaud, hein. Ça, c'est un jeu que tu fais en une traite, je pense. C'est pas un jeu, hein, parce qu'il faut tout se rappeler, hein. On a les notes, mais attends, on va quand même le relire. Ouais, donc il faut que j'aille pour la morphine, c'est pour ça qu'on est venu à la base. Ouais, ça je sais pas ce que c'est ça. La tête au-dessus des flammes. Je peux vraiment pas y aller là. Non. Tête du lion au-dessus des flammes. Franchement, je sais pas. On va rechecker à coup l'église. On a peut-être loupé un truc. Bah, elle est pas dans... Non, c'est pas dans l'église. Hein. Je peux pas aller là? Non. J'ai peut-être loupé un passage. Non. Je sais pas. Ah, t'as un rat là qui se fout de ma gueule. Je sais pas. On a des trucs, il faut peut-être retourner au premier campement. Attends, on va tester là. Voilà. Donc il avait une pierre taillée là. Attends un petit peu.
Tomorrow comes today.
Ah.
There's something about the composition that's strange, or maybe it's just a memory.
Ouais. Clou. Bah non, je vois pas l'intérêt. Vert contre
Doesn't look like it.
Bah ouais, non.
What for? Cutting.
Ouais, non. Bien. Je suis un peu désespéré, hein. Pour le coup. Là, je pouvais pas y accéder, il avait un truc dans l'égout, je m'en rappelle. Alors, est-ce que je peux peut-être utiliser le verre pour couper peut-être les barreaux? Bah, couper les barreaux, ouais, ça se dit vite. Hein. Non. Bah, mais merde alors. Merde. Mais comment je fais Attends, comment je fais pour retourner en arrière? Je retourne au camp, c'est pas possible.
I don't mean to bother you. Hey.
Non. Il avait la moto. Le mec de gauche. On va quand même retourner le voir. Ah, attends, on peut peut-être percer. Avec le bout de verre, non?
Ok.
Ce serait bizarre, hein, mais bon.
What for? Cutting my hand.
Ouais. Ouais, c'est un truc pour couper, donc... Attends, je peux peut-être parler au mec.
Hi, Mike. So...
Do the words Beechwood Oracle mean anything to you?
No. Sorry, dude. Doesn't ring a bell. What is it? Some kind of riddle or play on words?
I don't know. Someone told me about it, and I'm curious. That's all.
Eh ben.
I should
Fine, Mike. Remember, dude, here we can get you whatever you... No...
Ouais. Je vais peut-être parler au barman.
Hello again.
I'm not...
Non. Je te loupe pas un truc. Non. Non, il a rien.
Hello, Mr.
Still there.
I should be...
Non plus. Eux, ils leur fait de la thune, je me rappelle. Ouais, non, c'est bon, on avait déjà eu le flashback, c'est bon, fous-moi la paix. Ferraille. Je peux peut-être saboter leur truc. Avec un... Ouais, ça m'étonnerait, mais bon.
I don't think I'd gain... What for? Cutting my hand? I'm afraid I...
Non. Non, il me faut de la thune. Et la thune, c'est la femme qui doit les donner. Mais qu'est-ce que tu veux que je foute avec des clous? Attends, lui, il savait pas mal de choses. Je peux peut-être... Ouh, non.
Well,
non, non. Donc, laver la voiture à ouvrir. peux avoir loupé un truc, c'est pas possible.
They may be corroded and somewhat deformed. Best not to waste time trying.
Non, c'est pour clouer, c'est pas pour... ouais.
The glass isn't hard enough to unblock this.
Ouais. Merde alors.
I'm not gonna snuff out this oil lamp.
Attends, rapproche-toi un petit peu de ça. Tu peux pas genre le récupérer? Non. Toujours fermé, hein. Ouais, je suis bloqué. J'ai dû louper un truc, hein. Une barre de fer ou quoi.
Nothing but leaky roofs. Good God.
Ouais. Ouais, non, ça sert à rien. Peut-être aller revoir les mômes. Je vois pas l'utilité, mais bon.
The gray of this, it's fat. Better not. I've no.
Non. Ah, ils sont là.
Hello, Michael.
Vous avez parfaitement accompli votre mission, j'ai une dette
You did
envers
a
vous.
very good job with your mission. I owe you.
Yes, our dad would be proud. Are you going to give us a reward, Michael?
Of course. You deserve it. Give me time to bring you something.
Yeah.
Il est un peu tard pour les gamins comme vous, que faites-vous dehors?
It's pretty late for kids like you. What are you doing out in the street at this hour?
Hey, we're not kids. We have to practice our marksmanship. Our mom gets real mad when we do it inside the house. It's not like we have anywhere else to go in this dump.
Nowhere else to go? So you don't go to school? Don't you?
There is no school. Our mom says we don't need it anyway. And someday we'll be very important people. That's why we don't hang out with the other kids. Our parents say they're rats. They'd be a... Yes, we're going to be brave and strong, like our dad.
Of course you will. I
Alors,
have to get going.
je peux peut-être leur donner... Attends. Ils s'amusent toujours, hein. Ah, merde, j'ai annulé le... Tant pis. La brochure, peut-être qu'ils
Those
savent?
boys are expecting some type of reward, and I don't think they're gonna find.
Non. Un verre. Vas-y. Bah les couilles,
Those
tiens.
boys are expecting. I don't think.
Mais qu'est-ce que tu veux que je leur donne?
Those boys and I.
Non.
This pallet is still in good condition. It doesn't look.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je foute avec des clous, moi?
Oh no.
Ah, de toute façon, on l'avait déjà eu ce truc-là, on l'avait déjà eu.
I'm not gonna. Besides,
Je peux vraiment rien récupérer?
it's an old wooden. Now it's something you can stack.
Non. Elle va me dire quoi?
No, not.
Then get out of my... Don't come back. There'll be...
Yes.
Ok. Merde alors. Là, t'as une poutre, là, je peux pas la prendre. Il faut aucun effort, Kevin. La maison en ruine, je peux rien récupérer. On avait récupéré des cigarettes, c'est tout. Ouais, non, il a rien. En tout cas, je ne vois rien, non. Merde alors. Qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Ouais, ça commence à abuser là. Bah merde alors, qu'est-ce que je peux faire avec des clous et...
For now, I don't see any need to nail any.
Bah merde alors.
It's an ID bracelet that wearing one of these brings certain privileges.
Mhm.
Dozens of posters.
Ouais.
It looks like this heating and their emissions are just as toxic here as they are there.
C'est bizarre, hein. C'est ici, hein, je suis sûr que c'est ici qu'il faut utiliser le verre, mais je comprends pas. Je vois pas ce qu'on pourrait faire avec. Ouais, parce que là, l'église, il avait rien à couper, hein. On a récolté du verre. Ouais. On a un truc pour couper, il y a un truc pour clouer. Ça m'aide, tiens.
This is a stone fragment that physics and religion in peaceful coexistence.
Ouais. Ah, t'as un petit peu.
It doesn't seem like a good idea.
Non. Non, ça marchait pas ça. Bonne question, franchement. Je vois pas l'intérêt. On va refoutre des clous sur le
I
crucifix.
think the man hanging on that cross.
Énorme. Ils ont pensé à le faire. Hein. Pas mal.
Now, I realize that the architecture of this place, I don't think I like being in here at all.
Ouais, je sais, mais bon. C'est bizarre, ils ont fait plein de PNJ, mais je peux rien faire.
Disordered pews of the
Qu'est-ce que je peux faire avec le personne?
What for? Cutting my hand.
Bah ouais. Bon, bah je suis sûr qu'on va trichouiller, hein. Je vois pas du tout. J'ai dû louper un truc, mais... Je comprends pas. Je peux pas y aller sans véhicule de l'autre côté, donc il faut que je passe par les égouts. Sauf pour aller les égouts, il me faut le panneau. Et à mon avis, le panneau, il faut d'abord aider le vieux. Mais comment j'aide le vieux, putain de merde? Ah. Oula, la motivation, elle s'en va. Non, non. Jamais de la vie. Ah. Bon, bah on va trichouiller. Allez, je vais aller voir. Je peux trouver la solution. J'espère que ça va pas laguer. C'est bizarre, je comprends pas. Je ne comprends pas pourquoi ça me fait chier à ce point-là. Il y a un truc que j'ai loupé, c'est pas possible. Il y a un truc qui doit m'échapper. J'ai dû louper des trucs. Un pied de biche ou quoi, ou une planche. Attends, t'es sérieux? C'est ça la solution? Mais qu'est-ce que tu veux? Un Mémoire? Mais mec, mais attends, c'est quoi cette solution? Mais mec, c'est encore moins logique que ce que j'ai testé. Bah, c'est encore plus dangereux que ce que je voulais tester, ouais. Regardez, je vais vous montrer. La solution, c'est n'importe quoi. Ah, mais sol humide, c'est pour ça. Attends, j'avais pas vu ça.
Strange. The soil here seems...
Ah, j'avais pas vu de toute façon ça.
In fact, the mud in this, my fingers even leave marks in it when I touch.
Ouais. Donc en fait, il faut prendre le verre et il faut le faire avec le verre. C'est n'importe quoi. Qui fait ça, quoi? Un morceau de verre, c'est pour te couper le bras. C'est encore moins logique. Tu m'étonnes que j'aurais jamais trouvé. Hein. C'est quoi ça, franchement? Bon, moi, je peux récupérer les poissons. Bon, bah c'est pas grave alors. Wow! Ah ouais!
Good God. There are dozens, hundreds of corpses hanging from the branches. What could have drawn all these people here? What kind of pain? What kind of desperation brought them here? These are the corpses of ordinary people who were living their ordinary lives in their ordinary little worlds up to a very short time ago. Could any of them have imagined meeting an end like this back then? Forgotten and nameless, swaying in the breeze like marionettes. And all those savages in uniforms did was close the park. They didn't even bother to cut their bodies down from the trees.
J'avoue, c'est des connards.
I'm afraid that tonight there are too many dark stars to count in Suicide Park.
Bon bah là je peux peut-être récupérer justement ça et couper le lien.
I don't quite see how I could use this here.
Mais tu te fous de ma gueule là, c'est un truc qui coupe et là il veut plus là.
What for? I'd only cutting my... I'm not gonna cut it. If I can manage to salvage this rope without...
Ah, bah attends. Bah voilà.
A rotting bench overlooking purgatory. It looks like the kid who hanged himself from this tree climbed up on this and then jumped with the rope around his neck.
Et je peux pas justement péter ça. Comment? Mais tu te fous de ma gueule ou quoi?
The trees and bushes are so close together here that I can hardly push the branches to one side with my hands. Ah, the thorns in these bushes are jabbing into me like metal spikes. I'm not going to be able to open up a path this way.
Qu'est-ce qu'il me reste? Une corde? Non, ça sert à rien. Et justement, je peux pas utiliser ça pour me dégager un peu le passage. Ouais, le verre, ça met... Ouais, le verre, ce serait un peu bizarre. Non? Ouais, ok.
Wherever I look, I see some so recent that the shadows of their faces.
J'avoue que ça doit pas être agréable à regarder. Donc je peux pas aller plus loin. Ok. Ah, attention. Oh, il y a un mec.
That guy is the suicide victim who was hanging from this tree. No, don't do it, please. No! Good God, I saw him hang himself.
Ok, tout va bien. Donc, il faudra retourner ici. Alors, on a un pied de biche, on peut peut-être maintenant... Stop.
Maybe with the help of the crowbar, I can get
voilà.
the subway sign. Damn it, I've managed to tear.
Voilà. Maintenant, je peux peut-être aller péter le cadenas pour le vieux. Avec le pied de biche.
I agree that violence is sometimes the shortest path between 2 points, but considering how heavy this padlock and the chain are, I'm not sure that brute force is going to help me.
Ok, la force brute ne marchera pas. C'est quoi ça?
A subway sign split in two. That's what happens when you try to rip something off a wall without the right tools.
Ouais.
Better not. That would...
Ouais. Donc, attends, Docteur l'église, on avait tout, on peut pas faire ça. Tu peux peut-être... Attends, on va tester l'égout alors.
The crowbar fits perfectly into the hole in the manhole cover.
Voilà. Oui, mais attends, si je descends... Attends, il faut peut-être que je fasse autre chose en même temps, non? Attends, avant d'aller trop vite, je sais pas si on va pouvoir revenir en arrière. Donc, on va aller voir maintenant si on peut débloquer des trucs. Donc, attends, il nous restait la voiture à aller faire. Ouais, on va retourner en arrière alors, cette fois-ci. Donc, les égouts, on va les voir si on a ce qu'il faut.
Impossible.
Voilà. Le pied de biche.
Impossible. I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the pieces. I don't think I'd gain anything by...
Non.
In the distance.
Bah, je vois pas trop ce qu'il peut... Pourquoi il ramasse pas avec le pied de biche? Il est un peu con, lui. Attends, là alors. Ah, la corde peut-être sur l'arbre?
As dead as that tree is, it still looks
Voilà.
strong enough to tie the rope to.
Ok. Après, on ira voir la voiture. Où t'es censé avoir nos vêtements. Je crois, ouais.
Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy stuff here, in case the rope doesn't support my weight.
Ah bah c'est logique ça. Ah, il faudra pas oublier de les récupérer par contre. Ah oui, il était mégalote la flotte en fait. Je m'y attendais pas à ça.
Underneath the surface, there must be many more of these stone things I see sticking out of the water. No doubt they're the remains of a structure that sank here. It seems like a small fragment of one of them is loose.
Une pierre taillée. C'est tout?
Underneath the surface, there must be many more of the... No doubt that...
Ok. Ah c'est vrai, elle a repris tous mes objets. Je peux pas récupérer la corde? Ah
It's the
tiens.
charred remains of a tree trunk. For the moment, it's...
Ouais.
It's a charred... For the moment...
Non, je peux pas récupérer la corde. Je peux juste me barrer.
Before I go down, I'll leave the heavy stuff...
Non, 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 non. Oh merde. Remonte Kevin. Voilà. Je crois qu'on est bon là. Donc attends. Ah bah voilà, on a la gravure du lion.
A small piece of sculpted marble.
Ouais.
Could it be a lion's head?
Ouais, c'est ça, c'est le lion qui voulait le mec. Ok. On va aller ouvrir notre voiture.
Okay, let's see if I can open this. Got it.
Parfait.
Let's see. I'm sure that if I tug on it a little... Good. The upholstery came off along with one of the elastic bands that was holding it to the seat.
Il a volé un siège. Donc là, attends, il avait plus rien à faire. Hein. On avait tout looté. La lampe, je peux pas lui prendre. Le four, il avait rien.
There's nothing left.
Ok, je crois qu'on est bon. Donc on aura moins de choses à penser déjà. Donc, morphine, argent... C'est quoi ça? Housse de siège.
It's the scrap of fabric that was used as a seat cover in the abandoned car. Dirty, damp, and mildewed. It serves its purpose to a T. If you stretch it in both directions, the band becomes longer. And if you release it, well, I'd better not do that.
Ça peut servir de courroie. Je peux peut-être essayer sur les bidons. Je sais pas à quoi ça servirait, mais attends, peut-être...
What for? I don't... This elastic band...
Non. Alors le siège par contre je vois pas trop quoi. Ah, attends, peut-être pour le mec. Je peux peut-être lui apporter assez, je serai content.
This seat cover doesn't strike me as the perfect gift for anyone.
Oh non. Ça irait bien avec le capot.
Give it to anyone.
Ouais. Bon bah je vais aller voir le vieux. Voilà, et on va lui apporter son lion. Par contre, j'ai
The
pas
head of
ce
the
objet
lion
maintenant.
above the flames. I think this must be yours.
The head of the lion. The head of the lion above the flames. The ruins of the temple still exist. Salvation is still possible. We can prevent it. We can still prevent it. Don't you understand? The annihilation of time. The wrath of God for our arrogance. There's still time.
Oula.
I have to return to the ruins of the temple. I have to go back to the ruins of the temple.
Wait a minute! Whew. There's no question in my mind. This man is a complete lunatic.
Il parle tout bas maintenant. Par contre, il a laissé tomber son bâtonnet là. Ouais, mec, j'ai 3 millions de tonnes de... d'objets maintenant, je sais plus quoi en foutre.
This is a stone fragment that served as a fulcrum for my physics and religion in peaceful coexistence.
Ouais. Donc ici, ça m'a l'air d'être bon. Attends, laisse-moi réfléchir.
Reverend Blake's cross.
Très frappant.
One of the elastic bands that was holding the sea. Despite how tattered it is.
Je vois pas en quoi ça l'aiderait. Bâtonnet en croix. Je peux peut-être tester avec le bâton, mais moi ça m'étonnerait fort.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Ouais, c'est bien ce qui me semblait. L'élastique, je vois pas non plus l'intérêt. On va aller voir les égouts.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to climb down any further. It's totally dark in there, and it would be crazy to go into these sewers without any light.
Ok. Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je foute avec tes poissons? Ah, je peux peut-être pêcher avec la...
I don't see where I can put this stick here, or why I'd want to either.
Non. Quoi? Pas trop à quoi ça pourrait me servir, ça.
It doesn't look like it.
Ah non. Ah, mais attends. Je peux pas utiliser justement ça pour couper
I'm
ça?
gonna need something that cuts better to hack a path through the vegetation that's blocking my way.
Non. Il me faudrait une machette ou un truc du genre, non?
The seat cover, it's on its last leg.
Ok.
I don't see how I can use this with this piece of...
Ouais.
Why would I want to...
Ouais, moi non plus, j'ai pas compris ce que je voulais faire. Pendu.
One of the many dark... Although the crows have... From what's left, I'd say that the corpse...
Ouais. Donc je peux pas aller par là. Non. Y a rien à récupérer. On avait tout récupéré. Hein. Là, il me faut un véhicule. Je dois avoir ce qu'il faut pour le mec maintenant, hein, je pense. Sauf que je comprends pas trop comment je pourrais l'utiliser. Stop. Je vois pas trop. Si je peux pas le faire avec la manière force, je le fais comment? Je fais une petite prière avec le bâtonnet.
I don't see where I can put this stick...
Bah ouais. La courroie, je pense que ce sera plus pour le générateur ça. Hein. Ouais.
Although both objects were together inside the abandoned...
Ah, il a dit pour l'instant. Hein.
I don't see any need to...
Ah oui, moi non plus.
This... I doubt I'd accomplish anything using the...
Ouais, mais putain, à quoi ça peut me servir?
What used to be a round subway sign is now two halves of a metal disc.
Ah, attends, je sais peut-être à quoi ça va me servir le... Merde, non, c'est pas ça que je vais faire. Je peux peut-être le filer aux gamins, le siège. Ça leur fera peut-être plaisir.
Those boys are expecting some type of reward for completing their mission, and I don't think they're gonna...
Non? que je peux leur filer? Ça?
Those boys are, and I don't. This target doesn't need anything. This target doesn't need anything more than the.
Ok, il veut pas plus. Un élastique?
Those boys are, and I don't. Use this heat.
Bah, comme lance-pierre,
This
non?
allows.
Je sais pas, moi. Hein.
Those boys are, and I don't.
Ouais, ça devient compliqué. Hein. J'ai trop d'objets, en fait. Et je vois pas l'utilité. Je dois leur donner, je dois leur filer un cadeau, mais... C'est pas fait...
I have to.
Ah, mais qu'est-ce que tu veux leur donner? Je veux bien, moi, mais... Putain, je vais quand même aller revoir dans la voiture si j'ai rien oublié. Ça devient compliqué.
With the cover removed, that seal.
Non, j'ai tout looté dans la bagnole. Là. Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je foute avec un siège? Peut-être le donner aux vieux, ça le fera
This
plus
seat
plaisir.
cover doesn't strike me as the perfect gift for anyone.
Bah, pour le dos, non? Je vais aller voir la courroie. À mon avis, c'est pour le générateur, la courroie.
Hey. Hello again. Have you come?
Is that an electric generator? I've seen very few of these around here.
Yeah, in this hellhole, you can count them on the fingers of one hand.
Nowadays, you can't buy generators like this anywhere. And with the power grid all blown to hell, you can bet that one of these is worth more than your life.
We use it to light Rose's room. We like to protect our, investments. So don't get too close to it. These things are very fragile, and they have a bad habit of getting lost. Now,
Let me into the.
of course, it's none of our business what you want to do.
Got any?
No.
Then come back when you. We have a.
The girl said something about a seat. It seemed maybe it was a. I'll come back with the money.
Now that
Ouais, ça on avait déjà lu. Qu'est-ce que je peux... Je peux peut-être couper le tuyau? Pour les emmerder, genre? Il y a un truc à faire avec le générateur.
What exact?
Hey, Pat, my
Extreme. You don't have.
On va tester. Non. Couper le câble.
What for? Cutting my.
Ouais, ça il veut pas ça par contre, monsieur. Hein. Pourquoi je peux pas le saboter?
I don't. This thing is. Better not. There are
Un coup de pied de biche dans la gueule.
out of the question.
Non, non, ça sert à rien. Ça. La croix, moi je
Doesn't
dirais.
look like it's having any.
Non. Réservoir d'eau, je peux rien faire.
Hey.
Let me.
of course.
Putain. Je te loupe pas un truc, hein. Peut-être pour la moto. Le courroie.
It serves its purpose to a T. If you stretch. Well, I'd better not do that. It's the scrap of fabric that was used as a seat cover in the abandoned. Dirty, damp, and mildewed. I'm afraid it.
Ouais, je vois pas à quoi ça va me servir tout ça. Moi.
This elastic.
Ah, toi la croix. La croix, je peux pas faire un truc avec?
I don't quite see how I.
Non.
Impossible. I doubt I'd accomplish anything. Impossible. It's.
Ouais, je dois faire un truc avec les panneaux, mais quoi? Y a pas moyen... Ah, mais attends.
I can't use these two objects.
Si tu mets
Use this
l'élastique,
here.
tu peux peut-être les tordre?
A subway sign split in two. That's what happens when you try to rip something off a wall.
Quand même bizarre que je peux pas utiliser le pied de biche.
Impossible. It's beyond my reach.
Ah non, mais pour la grille, connard.
Impossible.
Ah, quel bouffon. T'as des débris.
So, I just made a primitive homemade slingshot.
Ah, mais voilà! Comparé de l'Aspire tout à l'heure. Voilà, c'est pour les gamins alors. Attends. Je crois que il faut le faire soi-même, ok. Je pensais qu'il allait juste prendre l'élastique pour mettre les cailloux et puis tirer, quoi. Hein. Maintenant, monsieur veut le haut de
Hello,
gamme.
Michael.
Hi, kids.
We got Mom out of the house. Now what about that reward?
Yes. I think I have something you might like. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. They're just kids. And this could get them into trouble.
Il faut tirer sur le
I know
garde.
perfectly well what they're going to use it for, but their aim is amazing. And a little commotion on the camp fence could be a good thing for everyone. Besides, they want to do something for their father, and those pigs at the gate deserve a surprise.
What is it, Michael? Tell us, what is it?
I know it's something you're really going to like. Here you go. It's a slingshot.
It's a slingshot. Thank you, Michael.
Ça va mal finir.
Hit the watchtowers. Come on, let's try it.
Il va se faire descendre.
Teach you pigs.
Damn. Oh, il a carrément tué.
What's going on? I don't know. It must be something serious. Come on, let's go.
Oh merde.
You hit him. Haha, yes.
Il a buté.
What do we do now? I don't know. We've got to get out of here. Quickly. Run.
I better take this with me.
Allez, on peut pas prendre des
I'm
cailloux.
not going to pick them up. I'm sure it besides. It's an old wooden pallet that the kids painted at now it's something.
Ah mais attends, on peut peut-être redescendre pour aller récupérer l'arme ou quoi, je sais pas. Ça m'étonnerait mais bon. Le mec il est mort là, c'est sûr. Hein. Attends. Je peux pas avoir garde ou quoi? Attends, je peux peut-être... Maintenant qu'ils sont plus là, je peux peut-être fouiller la moto.
Oh shit. The key anyway. I should have.
Voilà. D'accord.
Oh, anyway.
C'est que je foute
The
avec des
type
gants.
of gloves motorcyclists wear. And although I can get my hands into them, they're not exactly my.
Ouais.
It's a damp and decrepit seat cover.
Ouais, moi non plus.
Would I gain anything? I don't think.
Bah si, pour le fun. Putain. Ah, il a aucun fun ce mec. Bah je sais pas non. Franchement je sais pas trop ce que je pourrais faire avec... Attends, je vais aller revoir peut-être l'autre PNJ et puis on va arrêter.
Hello again.
Non.
Hi, Mike.
No.
Fine. Remember, no.
Je peux pas voir le garde, c'est dommage ça. Ah, le vieux est parti aussi. Non, ils sont toujours là. Ouais. Cabane, je peux toujours pas y aller. Des gants. Ah, peut-être les égouts avec les gants, peut-être. Peut-être trifouiller là-dedans sans me couper.
I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here. The entire world has collapsed. Why would I care in the least about leaving fingerprints here?
Mais non, c'est pour éviter de te couper, abruti.
It's not that I don't find them practical. Naturally, I would rather have taken the motor. It's a powerful homemade slingshot. I don't know if it's intuition or what little is left of my memory, but I have a hunch that I was extremely...
Ouais.
There's no need to handle this with a... I'm afraid I can't...
Non. Ah, mais si, attends, on prend les poissons. Merde. On peut peut-être aller récupérer les poissons avec ça. Maintenant qu'il a les gants, notre copain là. J'aime bien comme il se faufile. Voilà.
The entire world has collapsed. Why would I?
Mais non.
Doesn't.
Non.
You can smell these. I have no intention of picking up those rotten fish with.
Bah ouais, mais pourquoi je peux...
These are the remains of the fish that used to swim around in the. Ugh.
Ah ouais, mais bon, ça sert à quoi?
A pretty fountain, covered in its day, it must have been home to a school of.
Peut-être pour passer là-dedans, alors?
The entire world has collapsed.
Mais pourquoi il parle d'empreintes? Je comprends pas, c'est des gants limite de travail, donc qu'est-ce que tu t'en fous de tes empreintes? Là, il me faut une lampe de poche.
Can I ask you?
Sure, can't you?
Thanks for the...
Ouais. Je peux peut-être encore absorber des trucs.
It's useless. I'll never.
Pardon. Spire. Y'a personne à buter.
I don't think. There's no. Better not. There's. Wow.
Bon, bah on va s'arrêter là, je sais pas. On réfléchira la prochaine fois. Ça devient très compliqué. On commence à faire un peu plus de craft qu'avant, hein. Et c'est pas très... Bah, ouais. Voilà quoi. On va un peu chercher. Enfin, on verra ça demain. Ah, mais attends, je peux peut-être tirer... Attends un petit peu.
This street light is several feet off the. This street.
Non.
I prefer to hold on to it. Give that person the slingshot?
Non. Je peux peut-être shooter la tête là. Je vois la tête depuis tout à l'heure qui me perturbe là.
I don't quite see how I.
Non. Je peux pas tirer sur le feu rouge. Bon, écoute, on verra ça la prochaine fois. Je passe au quotidien de mer, vous verrez bien. Voilà. Allez, bonne soirée à vous. Et à la prochaine. Donc peut-être à demain, vous verrez bien, je sais pas. Plus. Bon, moi on a bien avancé, ça va. Plus ou moins. C'est compliqué. Mais bon, c'est bien, ça fait réfléchir. À part pour le verre, là j'aurais jamais trouvé, là. Laisse tomber. Faut bien fouiller tous les connaissances quand même. Enfin, allez, plus.